All right. Hey, Mayor Burke, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. Glad it's Friday, even though it's rainy.
Yes.
Uh, thank you guys so much for joining. I'll go ahead and let Mayor Burke take it away. Just a reminder, recording this for anyone who needs it, and then shoot me a question in the chat or text me if you guys have questions.
All right. Thanks so much, Rochelle. I hope each and every one of you is doing well as we get started with school and so many things happening. Please take your precautions and be safe. I know many of you are out there covering topics and putting yourselves around people. So as we talk about with everybody, please be careful for yourself and also for your family's sake. So just a couple of things. Today, we're at more than 174,000 deaths in the United States from COVID-19. If you just put that in perspective, that's roughly the same size as the city of Chattanooga. Thinking about that really shows the incredible devastation that this disease has wrought on our country. Still yesterday, we lost more than 1,000 people just in one day. And so taking this seriously, making sure that we are exercising the proper precautions is extremely important. It still looks, although our numbers have been a little bit up and down over the last several days. I believe that the mask mandate continues to work. It is really important for people to not only wear the mask when they're out in public, but also we've seen the effect that doing that among our community has, and keeping that policy in place is going to be important as things go forward. As you will recall, before we did that, we were on an upward trajectory that was pretty severe, and we thank the Hamilton County Health Department and Mayor Coppinger for instituting the mask mandate and certainly seeing the benefits of that. However, the health department has still said that that we are being driven in our cases right now by large events. When people gather around, it is extremely dangerous. By the way, that applies even when you're wearing a mask. So everybody needs to take care and avoid either having a large event or participating in one. This is what we have to do to lower our cases and give the schools the best chance to succeed, as well as get our economy back on track. The second thing I will want to say is that we are really working hard to finish up the census. We only have between 5 and 6 weeks left to get people signed up and make sure they filled out the forms. The due date now has been moved up to September the 30th. We still need some people to do work. You can go to 2020census.gov/jobs and fill out a form, make sure that people know about that. We've been internally thinking about everything that we can do. It costs about $1,091 a day to the state for us not to have someone fill out the form. Obviously, over the course of a bunch of people, if we don't have 100 people fill it out, that's more than $100,000. So each and every person and family that we encourage to fill out the census makes a tremendous difference for our state and for our community. And then the final thing that I want to remind everybody is that especially with the DNC convention this week and the RNC next week, the political season for the fall campaign has really begun in earnest. And that means that people are going to be able to vote here very soon. There's been a lot of conversation over the last several weeks about the post office and about absentee ballots. And our state does not allow for drop boxes where you can get something by mail and then drop it off the election commission. So if you want to do something, you're going to have to go through the post office, and it's time for people to start applying for their ballots if they're either going to be out of town or they qualify under the most recent court rulings because they have a condition that causes them to worry about COVID-19. So that's what I have, and I'm happy to answer any questions that y'all have.
All right, up first we've got Eileen from News Channel 9.
I'm gonna move my over here. So you can. Hey, Mayor Burke.
Hello.
I'm Eileen. I'm at Channel 9. So today is a big start for high school football. We wanted to ask a little bit about what your thoughts are on the season starting, what kind of recommendation you might have for people, and how should be people proceeding now that football is back in full swing.
People should be proceeding cautiously about everything, but especially those things that involve lots of gathering in large groups. That means stands, that means parents who are watching, that means the locker rooms and the concession stands and every place else. So I really want kids to be able to go to school in person. That's important. And if we're going to do that, as you've seen, it is very difficult for schools to stay open right now because they get a case, they have to close, they have to do cleanings, and that's going to continue to wreak havoc on our system. The best thing that we can do is lower our case numbers so that happens less often, and we give kids the best chance to go to in-person learning and get what they need from our teachers. And so I just would encourage everyone to be cautious. And I know that we all, I've got 2 kids. I know everybody wants to go watch their kids enjoy their sports or their activities. That's a healthy instinct, but let's not do it in an unhealthy way.
And as schools continue to close for cleaning, do you ever see a point potentially of schools just shutting down and being all virtual? I know it might be early to tell, but do you see that being a potential possibility?
Well, I hope not. I hope that schools are able to be open, but that means that they have to be safe. And that means that they have to offer an environment where teachers aren't getting sick and kids aren't spreading it amongst each other and to their families at home. And so the most important thing that we can do are, obey the rules that you hear about all the time by not gathering in large groups and wearing a mask and staying away from other people and washing your hands. Then there is a point at which it's math. When you have a certain amount of infections in the community, it's just going to spread. And the way that we can make a difference is by reducing those numbers and then giving the schools the best chance to succeed.
Awesome. Thank you. That's all my questions for you. Thanks.
Anyone else?
I am not seeing anything, but we'll give it just a second.
Give it one more minute. Okay. All right. Well, listen, I know it'll be rainy, supposed to be rainy tomorrow. So everybody save up their outdoor chores for Sunday. Be safe, and we'll see you next week.